And now it's time for the latest exciting episode of Doz's Television Workshop.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Doz's Television Workshop, where today we're going to be having a look at this. This is a Bowers and Wilkins Zeppelin, sort of Bluetooth speaker type thing. It belongs to a guy I went to school with, actually, called Andy. Sits in his office. He's been very pleased with it, but now it's packed up and could I have a look? And yeah, I am concerned. Looking at the picture on the front, it's sort of a Zeppelin-shaped thing, I suppose. And it does look like it might be a little bit difficult to get into to repair. Only one way to find out. Let's have a look. Right, okie doke. What a monster thing. Okay. We've got the mains lead. I'm sure we'd have had one of those anyway. An old to new iPhone adapter. Does that mean I need an iPhone? Oh, we've got very... Even the remote control, sorry, is Zeppelin shaped. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? B&W never made rubbish, I don't think, but you know, over the years these companies get bought and sold, so I don't actually know who they are now, but let's get that on its side. Oh, I only just get it undone with clearing the camera. Good lord. So it's very shiny. It's very heavy. We're not going to get much footage at all here because it's so big. Right, that's it unboxed. Let's get it out of the way. Oh. It's a monster thing. Which way up does it sort of sit? Like that. There we go. What a thing. What a thing. Okay. So your standby button, presumably some sort of volume control or function control there. So let's just find a suitable plug and just plug it in, see what happens. Well, we've got mains down here. Okay. Don't appear to have any illumination. Don't appear to have anything at all. Let's just plug it into the load box and see if it's even attempting to draw any current. Let's put that away. Not attempting to draw anything significant current-wise at all. Okay. So it's bound to have a switch mode supply in it, isn't it? So how am I going to work on this? This all seems to be a sort of chrome plated, whether it's plastic or metal. It's ever so heavy. We've got to work out how to get in here. Power, USB, aux, S-video and composite video. Has it got some form of screen driving thing in it? That'll be interesting, won't it? I know nothing. So, I need to find a way in. Lots of screws down the back of this sort of curved telephone holding kind of thing. So, oh, right, okay. Yeah. Can I sort of support it like that? So we've got two sort of security Torx things here. So I shall go into the box of security Torx things and hope we've got something big enough. Unbelievably, that's too big. That's about the kip of it. Right. Does that sort of come undone? Maybe, maybe not. loath to put too much pressure on it because we're just sort of hanging in the air here at the moment. Is that starting to move? It is starting to move. Oh, that's good. Right. I think I'm fairly well supported actually. Okay, that one's come loose. Right. Let's just extract the screws. Put those to one side for a moment. And see what, if anything, that has gained us. Crumbs. Precisely nothing, I think. Oh my lord. Now, it's at this bit, I suppose the sensible thing to do is to go and have a look on the internet to see if anybody else has ever taken one of these apart. And the other thing is, sometimes you get a little catch and just the speaker pod all comes apart. Had that on some before now. I wonder if it's going to be a spudging job. Let's go and have a quick look on YouTube. The irony of it. Right.
5 minutes later.
Sure enough, I am not the first. Apparently we have to peel back this rubber. Oh, horrible noises. Oh, God. Yeah, okay, we've got some more there. All this horrible double-sided tape over what appears to be some screws. This is a little bit different from the one is shown on the iFixit website, which is a great resource. However, there are several revisions of this product. The first one was 2007. I'm not really sure how old this one is or isn't yet, but let's get into it. That's where we find out there's no screw under here anyway. No, there isn't. Okay. It's got to be more than just those two, surely. The older one, or the other one I should say, seems to have a big section here which just unscrews. Is that a screw there, or is that just, no, it's just a mark in the tape where the rubber was. Okay, so we've got another two of those to be going on with, haven't we? I have to say, not entirely confident. Okay, there's another one coming out. Just want to support its weight a little. Yeah, it's gonna go and do funny things, isn't it? So let's just support that there. Oh, right. Yes, this is very different to the version that's on iFixit. Okay, so that's the dock arm, apparently. Should make perfect sense. Underneath there, we've got a ribbon in one of those connectors we need to lift up to remove. So let's just get on there. A nice shot of the back of my head as usual. One there. Ease that away. Well, it's a start of some description, isn't it? So, I don't see any other way in. Unless this metal... No, you'd never get it out, would you? So how are we going to get in there? Oh, I do like a mystery. Right, I wonder if we sort of gently sort of probe under here, see if there's anything going on under there. Right, leave me with it. Let's go and have a look.
Later that same evening.
Okay, so unit's back up the other way, and if you feel on the tip under here, you can feel a little catch. And apparently, if you push that catch, the cover should slide off. Well, trouble is, the cloth isn't quite tight. Look, you can see it sort of moving around. And I can't grab hold of anything to sort of push. Try and create as much surface area as I can to get the cover to slide off. Oh, that's the switch. Oh, it's a sort of rocker switch. Okay. Oh, we've got a gap. Oh, my word. Well, that's quite lovely. Right, so, yeah, we've got some action. We've got some screws down in there we can probably do something with. So let's have a go at this end. Get that rubbish out of the way. That appears to have been latched in the unlocked position. Yep, we're in the unlocked position. So, come on. What a battle. Oh, we're starting to get a gap open up. There she goes. Right, let's put those carefully out of the way. So we've got some recessed holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 speakers. Fabulous. So let's take those out. They look like sort of posies in there. Presumably this here is our remote control receiver. That looks to me like to be an LED. So, right. Interesting sort of situation, having a piece of equipment stare at you like this when you're working on it. Right, the last screw. I have to say, all the fittings on this look beautifully high quality. The quality of that screw. Very nice. Okay, so now what happens? Presumably we can ease the front away and gain access to some real electronics. No, maybe not. We've still got this strap across here, which worries me. I can sort of see a seam in there, so if it pops apart in 2 halves. Gosh. Nope. Right. More thinking required. It appears I just need to be a bit more brutal with it. So, yeah, here we go. It's coming. And Wow, all the weight is in this front piece here. Okay. Alright, so what can we see? Got some substantial looking crossovers here. So where are the actual electronics? Okay. That's what I want to gain access to. We're not drawing any power. Here's the power supply. So I think the best thing to do is if I remove this ribbon cable from here, looking carefully what sort of mount it is. It's another one where we just lift up the sort of beige outer portion. Might need a pair of tweezers for that. Where are my tweezers? Just get in there and just sneak that up. Yep, there we go on one side. On the other, remove that ribbon cable. And at last, sort of gain access to the power supply, which is where I think our problems lie. So, well, I'm hoping our problems lie anyway. So we need to get in there. We've got earth that comes over here. But it just sits on a spade terminal on this end, so probably easier just to remove the spade. Let's just do that. Come on, out you come. There we go. There's a DC sort of output connector which is buried right by an NTC. That's a thermistor there. Are we going to be able to get that out of there? Yes, we are. And live and neutral in over here. Right, that's separated the back from the front. Oh, so heavy. Right, now we need to remove the power supply. Bearing in mind it has been on, so it may have drawn current as it starts up, and it may be charged up and zappy. So we just want to be aware of that. Interesting, that screw is loose. It doesn't want to come out either. Alright. All of these screws, none of them are particularly tight. Okay, right, that's the power supply out. I'm just going to place this probably back in there just for a moment. Ooh. Okay, one power supply. Let's get this plastic shield off, shall we? Maybe that's not going to come out straight away. We've got a heat sink, sorry, and sort of shroud here. Is that going to come out? Yes, it is. So we need to get and inspect what's going on in here. And see if anything is bulging or swelled up. I don't like the angle this is at for a start. Let's take it apart and have a look. It looks to be an Abletech supply. Oh, it is an Abletech supply. So it is possible that if it really goes horribly wrong, we can get another one. I'd rather repair this one though. So there we are. It looks like the chopper transistor itself is going to have to come off the heatsink. So I'll do that while we're here. Okay, that should now. Ooh. What on earth has gone on under here? Solder splashes everywhere. Look, on the base, you can't see that. Let's zoom in. And there we go. Turn the light down a bit, it's too much glare. Oh, there we go. You can see there's solder splashes around by these transistors. Have these been running that hot that it's melted the solder? Or has it been like that since it was built? Let's have a look in. Let's see what we can see. I'm going to need my light back on. Just a little bit. I'm not looking at something so glaringly horrible now, so... where is my magnifier? It is here. I just got to take a look at this. So, these are two-legged devices here. So those are probably our rectifiers. This may be our switching transistor. It's all been rather warm. And I really don't like. Now this capacitor is not actually connected to the board. That's horrible. Right. Let's just find out. Has somebody else been in here? That really isn't very nice at all. It's just not coming apart nicely either. Where is the desoldering braid? Yeah, I don't know what to make of this at the moment. I mean, that pad has been ripped off its base and it's really not very keen on coming out. Screws are all loose in the power supply, solder splashes everywhere. Okay, 16 volt, 2200 mic, but what's going on with this pad? It looks horrible. C303. Right, what we need to do is get our super ESR meter on the case and see if it's alright or not. Just short it out. .29 of an ohm. Alright, what do we got going on in the primary? We've got two big mains caps, smoothing caps there. Let's just check there's no nasty zappiness going on. The other thing I want to look at is to see if it's got some sort of current stimulation chain across it that starts it up. So let's just check we've got no unpleasant zappiness in there. Nothing. Nothing. You see, all these look to have been replaced as well, but it had its original sticker on it. So 47 at 400. 87. Oh, what's the betting? They're both in series. Parallel, sorry. Yeah, about the same reading. So, just that all the electrolytics look to have been fiddled with. They've all been badly hand soldered. Was this back at the factory, one wonders? That's a hell of a value. Yeah, something's very wrong here. These are very high in value. There's no mechanism for a capacitor to go high in value, so .35 volt, 1000 mic. Yeah, okay, I'll buy that. This one, however, what was he? 0.4, of an ohm. .04, 2330, 2337. Difficult to know. I think what we do is put a small load on here, and we actually, well, not even load on it. I think we just power it up and see what outputs we get, if any. Tidy up some of this awful soldering. I wonder if that's it. It's just actually had a knock, and this capacitor's broken off, and that stopped it functioning. I'm going to clean some of this flux off. Have a look. Let's see if we've got another sort of capacitor maybe to go in there, or even replace the original. Not that upset with its value. You see the pad looks good. That's really strange. Really strange. So we've got clear holes. We have clean some of that flux away. Right. Looks a blob of solder on that transistor as well. Just there. Just there. Has this just been shoddy manufacture from the start? One wonders. Let's get some of this other flux off here. Make sure these are sound. You see, the other thing I'm seeing here is that sort of discoloration, though it's been leaking, but I don't think it has. Right, let's do I want to change that or just want to leave it? I think we'll leave it for now. I don't think there's much wrong with it. Nothing else is leaking or bulged. There's a little micro fuse on the output here. I am just going to check that in a moment. Whoa, come back. I'm also not very trusting of some of these values I'm reading capacity wise round on this output, but let's just power up and see. There's also a little fuse just on the output from that capacitor as well, so we just twist around there, bit of continuity. Fine. Okay. So I'm just looking to see if we've got a chain of resistors from the bridge to the whatever's doing the controlling. So where's the positive side of the bridge? It's right on the end here. So it goes through a choke. There's a lot of resistors. Normally they're in a chain. Yeah, I reckon it's probably that there. Actually, there's awful flux on here as well. You see the bits of solder on there, it's bizarre. What's that? That's just your component leg. Where are you? Stuck in the heatsink compound on the rear cover. It's just, I mean, what on earth? Right. Just looking for any rotten looking joints. Don't appear to be any. There's some 39k resistors, maybe part of the starter. So I'm just going to have a quick look at those. 39k. .9 megohms. 39k. 3.9 megohms. That's not good. So let me zoom in. Where are we? Come to me now. Are we going to focus ever? Go on, focus. You know you want to. I've gone in too far. So I'll just point. So this is the positive side of our rectifier here. Goes down across a bit of filtering. Ends up here. And that, there are two 393 resistors there. It's 39 and 3 noughts, 39k. That one there, which is fine. This one here, which is measuring 3.9 meg. And it's definitely 393, not 39 megohms. So let me just measure that again. Yeah, all over the place. That one, bang, 39k. Just turn the probes around just in case we're charging something else up. Possibly. I don't like that. It's coming out. It all looks a bit like it's been warm around there as well, so let's just take that out, put another one in. Or just take it out and measure it. The trouble is it's a surface mount, so it's a bit of a pain. Come on, how'd you go? May well be better soldering that up and starting again. There it is. Okay. Go. Tell you what, it's absolutely burned away underneath. That is horrible. The board is all scorched. Where are you? There you are. The board is all scorched underneath it. Not in a good way at all. Right, let's see if we've got a 39k surface mount. In fact, where's the old one? There it is. Let's see if we can measure that again. Still better than it's all right now. Oh, it's totally open, out of circuit. Right, 39k. Let's see what we've got. Over inductors. Here we are. Right. 39k. 28, 36, 39. Okay, right. Okie dokie. Okay. Right, I've just realised this resistor is not an 0603, it's the next size up, which gives me a problem because I don't have any. Right, have I got a 39k I can put in? 33, 36, 39. I can mount on the underside of the board, because that is not going to work. It's a 12 turn or something similar, isn't it? It's a bigger resistor, so it's got to go between there and there. I could do a tidy job of that. In fact, tidier than if we were using a surface mount. So, just going to get this all fluxed up. We zoom out so you can see what's happening. So, like I said, that surface mounts that I keep in stock are the wrong size. This is some bigger thing, so I can do just a lovely job. That must be a shade shorter. Okay, one end on. I just need to put a little 90-degree in there and get it onto that pad. Drop the tweezers. So we've now got a complete chain in there. Let's just check the input fuse, haven't we, just in case there's been some catastrophic failure. Oh dear. Alright, we're not out of the woods yet, are we? So, the input fuse is completely open circuit. So, do you know, I reckon that might be our chopper transistor here. Oh my goodness. It's been so hot. It has no more markings left on it. Alright. Still a transistor. Oh dear. Not a transistor. That's probably because of the winding in the way. I'm going to have to lift that out now and try that. Let's just see if the bridge has survived. No. Okay. Oh dear, we've got lots of damage, haven't we? So, what's the fuse we've got to find? Got individual diodes, they're 1M4007s or something. So, which one's a shot? This is getting quite involved, this is. We need to take that transistor out and check it. That diode is shot. That one's okay. That one's not looking good. And that one's okay. Right. One open circuit fuse. I haven't got any wiring needed in stock, we'll have to order that, but we can test with something else for the time being. I'm going to get that transistor out next. It's all just a horrible thing to work on, it really isn't very nice. Oh. You know what, I've got two of the legs out, that'll do. Let's put it on the DCA, let's see what happens. Okay, we're analysing common cathode diode network. Is that just our rectifier? No, it's the only big element in the primary. Unless that's in the primary, which it isn't, that's across the isolation barrier. We are in trouble now because we don't know what this is because it has no markings left on it because it's been running so hot. Oh, I can just make out some markings on it, just so. Oh, it's so difficult to see. Let's try my other magnifiers. Make things a bit bigger again. Let's chuck a bit more light at the subject. It's a FET of some description. It's a P. Something 807. Right, I think what I need to do here is just stop for a moment and see if we can get a replacement power supply module. Right, hold that thought. And that's where this video sort of draws to an end. That power supply was available, and it was about £30, I think, which is not out of the realms for such a nice and originally very expensive item. But I also found a forum which is in French, and thanks to Google Translate I managed to make some headrow into further testing. These speakers seem to be very, very popular in France, so yeah, there's quite an active community. And the upshot is, when that power supply fails, the output voltage rises sky high. Obviously, our power amplifier, Bluetooth, and the iPhone connection board gets hideously over voltage and fails. And there were some quite detailed instructions. I'll stick a link to the forum below. And yeah, suffice to say, obviously the ultimate test was to put power in, the correct power from the lab power supply into the board to see if it was going to run. It didn't. Every piece of electronics, bar perhaps the speakers in that unit, was scrap. Very sad end. However, if you remember a few weeks ago, I bought that Chinese TPS amplifier, this one here. It's about the right size, and it speaks Chinese, which isn't perhaps ideal, but I think in a future project what I'm going to do, it's got the right number of outputs as well. We've got 3 channels because we've got left, right, and the sort of subwoofer channel in the B&W Zeppelin enclosure. So what about retrofitting one of these? And the other problem is we're going to need a power supply for that as well. And I thought, well, this runs, you know, anywhere between 12 and 24 volts. So we can get up a X laptop scrap power supply that's going to give us 19 volts. Yeah, that might work nicely, wouldn't it? So that's coming up in a future project. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching this episode of Doz's Television Workshop. If you get one of those Zeppelin speakers in for repair, just be aware. You'll also remember a couple of months ago I went to the Retro Tech show, NVCF as it used to be, and I did a little thing on that when they let me out. And actually at that show I did notice there were at least 2 Zeppelins for sale, both non-working. So they are out there, and yeah, just be careful if you think, oh, this will just be a fuse, or this is just a quick fix. That power supply is not a pleasant thing to work on. Just watching the footage, editing it just now, oh, it makes me cringe. But don't like failures, but it's always good to show a failure as well as a success, and maybe there's some future life in it yet. Anyway, thanks for watching. As I say, like, subscribe, do all that rubbish, and I'll see you really soon here on Doz's Television Workshop. Cheers now. Hello and welcome back to Dozzy's Television Workshop. I suppose this is another episode of Somebody Sent Me Something. A guy I was at school with, which was back in the dark ages. Electricity had just been invented and television was still in black and white. Let's do that again, it's rubbish. Well, that's where that video footage runs out. I made it several months ago. There was some more footage, and I'll just explain what happened because sadly the footage is no more. An error pressing the delete key has consigned that one to the, let's start this again.